I want to welcome you back. We are continuing with the study of salvation, soteriology. And in this lesson, we dive into Ericsson's chapter on predestination. Now, I want to warn you before you read that in this chapter, Ericsson goes over a lot of information quite quickly. And so I suggest read carefully and read to understand. Some things to look out for you as you are reading. First, what is the logic of this chapter? What is Ericsson aiming to argue? He reveals it quite clearly in the final thoughts of his chapter, so take that in mind as you read. Finally, why does Ericsson focus on the historical figures and councils that he focused on? Maybe he's trying to make a point. Knowing this will help you understand Ericsson's arguments. Now, he is writing clearly to defend a position. This is important if we are to understand where he's going and understand the choices that he makes in this chapter. The historical engagement is brief but good. And something more comprehensive, if you can get hold of it, is James Leo Garrett's Systematic Theology is brilliant. However, Ericsson is great for our purposes, and so dive into it. I would also suggest that we avoid the emotional debates that are so prevalent in this discussion, as well as the massively reductionist insults that are thrown by camps to other camps. This is a difficult topic, as Ericsson admits in the beginning of the chapter. And so my suggestion is that we must have two things in mind when we engage a topic like this. Firstly, God is greater than us. His ways are not our ways. Therefore, we tread carefully into understanding his ways. Let's have a little humility here, is what I'm trying to suggest. Secondly, we must work at harmonizing the doctrines of the theological perspectives of both testaments, Old and New. We must be consistent. The New Testament is an inspired commentary on the Old Testament, and so we must have doctrines that spring from the New Testament being applicable and based in the Old. The debate has not been fully resolved by any side as of yet. In fact, if one reads any of the reformers who engaged this debate, from Calvin to Luther to Melanchthon and Zwingli, every single one of them, without exception, appeals to mystery in one way or another. Therefore, if these great men threw up their hands and said we must tread carefully, maybe we should listen. In your engagement and reading, come to the Lord with humility to learn. Let the Bible be your truth. And in light of this and this very difficult study, I pray that you would worship the Lord more and more.